Good morning, peoples. November the 29th. Still in Chiang Mai. It's a quick one. We're only here for 3 days, so today's the second day, and we'll go back tomorrow, Monday. So it's Sunday here, Sunday morning, the 29th. Begin looking for symptoms of illness, and the disease itself will soon put in its appearance. He talks a lot about that. It's called psychosomatic. $10 word. It just means if you think enough about being sick, you'll be sick. Psychosomatic, you actually get ill, physically ill, and it starts mentally as a thought in your head. It's a true story. Look it up, research it out. So that's what he's talking about, psychosomatic illness. Begin looking for symptoms of illness. The disease itself will soon put in its appearance, physically, for real. The powers of your mind are truly incredible. So profound is its effect on your physical well-being that it is standard practice when testing new medicines to administer a placebo to a control group. If the mind thinks the body is receiving medication that will have a positive effect, recipients of the placebo may actually exhibit the same characteristics as those receiving actual medication. There you go. Use the knowledge of your mind's influence upon your physical health to your advantage. Combining your Oh, hello. Oh, she's in a towel. Sorry. No rated R.
Hello.
Oh, hello, video. You want to say hello, video, in your towel? She's going to peek in just out of the corner because she's in the towel. Okay. Oh, there you go. You saw the towel. Use the knowledge of your mind's influence upon your physical health to your advantage, combining your physical regimen with a positive attitude towards life. If you take the steps necessary to maintain good health, your attitude will be improved. And if you have a positive attitude, you are more likely to adopt a healthy lifestyle. Or if you have more time, if you're not working 12 hours or 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, that helps too. The effect is a synergistic relationship between your physical and mental health. One benefits the other. All right, so what he's saying is, he started out with negative examples, saying that you can actually make yourself sick by thinking you're sick. And what he's saying is, you can do the opposite. You control your mind. You control what you think. So if you're not successful, you can be successful. You've got to think it. If you're not confident, you can be confident. You can think it. If you're sick, by thinking you're sick, you can think healthy and be healthy, basically. Not with everything, obviously. You can't think your way out of cancer, although some people say that helps. Positive mental attitude will help with cancer or heart disease, things like that. But he also went the preventative route, where he's saying if you have positive mental attitude, a healthy attitude, you'll be healthy, drink vegetable juice, eat fruits and stuff like that, which prevents disease. So there is that. It's amazing how he always seems to be on point with like what's going on today, because before I did this video and I was just waking up and had my coffee, there's a 29-year-old woman, a Thai woman, who lives in Chiang Mai, where we're at right now. And she was in Myanmar, what used to be called Burma, on vacation, partying, working. I don't know what she was doing in Myanmar, but she was in another country just north of here for a month. And while in that country, she got sick. And her symptoms were headache, right? Watery diarrhea, and a cough. Now, nothing has been on the frigging news for since March, or really since January, but March is when it absolutely took over, where you cannot turn on the TV without seeing COVID updates and symptoms and how it spreads, and the death toll and the number of cases. It has been the news stories dominating, right? And there's reasons for that, political reasons, but regardless of the reasons, that it's a fact that all you see on the news is COVID, for most of this year. This stupid piece of shit and I use that term with all love towards this 29-year-old lady. I don't know her, but she's sick, watery diarrhea, cough, and headache. She comes back into the country illegally, knowing that she would be quarantined for 14 days if she came by the thing, because I'm sorry, the other symptom she was having, which, if those first three didn't ring a bell, she had a temperature of 37.9 Celsius. I didn't look that up on my phone. I still am not good on the conversion yet, but that's pretty damn high, because I know when it's 32 degrees Celsius out, it's hot as balls up in Pi. So 37.9, that sounds like she was over 100 degrees Celsius, her temperature. She had a temp. Knowing that they would put the gun on her and check her coming into the country, she snuck in illegally. Stupid effing bitch. How dare you? How fucking selfish are you to say, I'm sick, instead of going to the hospital getting treated, or if it's time to come back to Chiang Mai, I'll go right to a hospital and say, hey, I'm sick, check yourself in. No. This stupid, and I can't think of enough words to describe her, sneaks into the country illegally. Oh, so she's going to go home and self-quarantine, right? Okay, she didn't want to deal with the government quarantine, the 14 days in the hotel, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're being sympathetic. You're reaching out to her. Your liberal heart is saying, oh, she has rights, she has needs, she did this, she did that. No. This stupid bitch goes out and parties that night. First of all, she takes public transportation because she's too poor to have a friggin' car. So she takes public transportation from Myanmar to Thailand, to Chiang Rai, then to Chiang Mai from Chiang Rai, public transportation. Comes home, watery diarrhea, headache, cough, fever. What am I going to do? I'm 29. I'm going to go party. Wee. She needs a bullet in her head. She, honest to God, needs a bullet in your head. You can say I'm a cold-hearted son of a bitch to say that, but it's the absolute truth. People like this need to die. They don't deserve to be sharing our little space, because she has no respect for other people. Long story short, she's got COVID, of course. Everybody knew it the minute I said the symptoms. She knew it. So her answer to having COVID is, I'm going to go out and party, and I'm going to come in contact with 386 people. I'm going to go to a mall. I got COVID. What's the best thing to do? Stay home? No, I'm 29. I'm free. I want to party. I want to party. I want to go out to a karaoke bar. I want to meet friends at a karaoke bar, have them back to my apartment, share cigarettes with my friends, because I'm 29, and tear it down. The world's not working. I have all the answers. So when I'm most likely infected with COVID, I'm going to come into contact with almost 400 people, because this world sucks, and the government's bad, and all the other 29-year-old bullshit that they're saying. So here, one of the stupid little fucking millennials gets the disease, and their answer is to go spread it as fast as they can. As a result, we all suffer. Hotels have gone down, restaurants, forget it, because of people like her. This individual is the reason that we're all locked down and we can't just be free again like we were pre-COVID, because she's so selfish is more the word. She's stupid. Yeah, she's a bitch. Yeah, because she's inconsiderate of other people. That makes her a bitch. But she's selfish. Is above everything else. She put her needs and desires first. Let's see, I got watery diarrhea and a headache. What do I want to do? Go to a karaoke bar. Oh yeah, that's what, when I don't feel good, that's what I'm thinking. Let me put on my party dress, my slinky little black leather outfit. I look good, and go out and go to a bar and sing and dance and party and drink, because I got watery diarrhea. Let's drink to that, right? I mean, come on. What's wrong with you that you're not on board with that program? And I'll take a grab to the bar. I'll take a grab back, exposing the poor driver who's trying to make a living, right? The working stiff is who suffers, because this 29-year-old piece of shit wants to party, even though she's got all those symptoms we talked about. Hope she dies. I don't know who she is. I didn't release her name. Thank God for her. I can't put a bullet in her head, which is what needs to be done. So maybe we can only hope that she dies from the disease and gets complications. Very few people, especially 29, die from COVID, which is probably why she did what she did. But maybe in her case, we'll get lucky and she'll die because she deserves it. She needs to fucking die. If you don't agree with that, sorry, but it's the truth. It's absolutely the truth. People like that, you know, you talk about me putting a gun to her head. What do you think she was doing when she knew she had COVID? Sneaking into the country illegally, and the first thing she did, and takes public transportation everywhere, goes to a karaoke bar, and then the next day goes to the mall and goes to the movies. Can you think of anything more you can do where you're surrounded by people? It's almost like she did it on purpose. Like I said, piece of shit. Absolute piece of shit. So they haven't freaked out yet. We go back to Pai, which is isolated up a mountain. Although most of the traffic, the foot traffic in Pai comes from Chiang Mai. So it could affect us again, because we've all been saying up in Pai, what the hell? Why are we locked down? Why is everything closed? There's no reason. There's 58 cases in the whole country. There's 0 cases in Pai. Like, for why? Why are we locked down? And this might start up that whole fucking hysteria, because fear is what drives COVID. Fear is what allows the politicians to control us. It's about control. They want to tell you what to do, when to do it. They like it. They get off on it. They like the power, especially here, but in America too. All over the globe, the leaders want to lead. They want to tell you, stay in your house. Whereas before COVID, people just wouldn't go for that. But because they're afraid, I'm afraid I'm going to get COVID, right? They stay home. So, and this stupid bitch and her stunts, I need to party, I need to be free. I can't be cooped up in my apartment for 2 weeks. I just can't deal. I can't adult today. Because of that decision on her part, my concern is they're going to use that as an excuse for another lockdown. This city was just coming back to life. Just, you know, where were we at? The market. We were at the Muang Mai market, which is like a wholesale fruit market where the farmers come from the tribes and stuff. It's like the biggest farmers market I've ever seen in my damn life. It was 4 city blocks and the little alleyways off of the main block just filled with all kinds of produce and fruit. We got some pineapple, sapelo, we got some papaya. It was just amazing deals and beautiful produce, right? I mean, it was full with people. And now they might close that shit down. They might close the whole fucking town again because, once again, politicians will use any excuse possible to control you. So one stupid bitch is selfish, and she could affect the lives of millions of people. And it's, you know, it's the politicians' fault, of course, but they're just being politicians. They love power. They're greedy. They want money, and they do make money as politicians, but they also are greedy for power. They're power-hungry politicians. America too, you know, all over the world. Every single politician got there through ambition and greed. And now that they're in power, they want to get paid, number one. It's always about the money. And they have more money than you. But they'll tell you, oh, I want to make life better for you. Bullshit. You want to make life better for you, Mr. Politician. And that's a fact. But number two, they like to wield control. You do what I tell you. I'm the governor of California. You can't have Thanksgiving. Fuck you. Talk about pieces of shit. Talk about selfish bitches. Gavin Newsom, governor of California, he's a selfish bitch. And he does it under the guise of for your own protection, right? So the people who are afraid, there's a lot of people who are afraid. I'm not one of them, as you know, but lots and lots of people are afraid. So he plays off of that. They all do. They all play off of the fear to put these draconian rules in place. And it's obvious. It's painfully obvious, but when you're scared, you don't think logically, you just think emotionally. Fear is an emotion, so that's what happens. So to the stupid 29-year-old selfish bitch, I hope you die, and to everybody else, stay safe. Stay away from these fucking lunatics if you can. Oh, personal note, I don't get sick. I never get fucking sick. I'm not worried in the slightest about catching the flu or COVID or pneumonia or any of that bullshit. My little 90-pound, tender and delicate cherry blossom has been sick 10 times since we've been together. Since March. She's been sick 10 times. She gets sick all the time. She has a stomach ache today. She wanted to go to that mall yesterday. The mall where this woman went shopping, Central Mall, Central Festival. That's the mall that I take her shopping in. Thank God that we got busy doing the Thanksgiving shit, and then we both ate so much friggin' turkey and mashed potatoes, we were bloated, we didn't feel like going out. Hours later, we went to the market, that Mong Wai market, but that was her original desire, was to go to the mall where this infected, stupid bitch, selfish prick of a lady decided to go spread the love. I'm not feeling well, let me go to the mall. That was the mall that we go to, Central Festival. So she would have gotten sick. If anybody would get sick, it's her. She gets sick all the frigging time. Not me. I'm Mr. fucking indestructible or whatever, but the point is, and then, we would have had a quarantine for 14 days. That would have fucked everything up. Now, right now, her dad is sick down in Chiang. She wants to go see him. Well, if she's in quarantine, government run a quarantine for 14 days. That's not happening. So, like I said, this stupid 29-year-old bitch needs to die. I mean that in every sense of the word. You guys don't understand. You will soon. The powers that be, the guys that are electing Biden and Harris in America, and who run most of the rest of the governments in the globe, money, it's all about money. They think there's way too many people in this world, and they're probably right. So just like I say this lady needs to die, they think that over 7 billion of us need to die. They think a manageable population that's not going to use up the resources is about 500 million people globally. Well, good thing China's on board, because that's where they need to start thinning the herd, and they will. They will. The Chinese people, I feel sorry for them, but under the communist regime, they're under control. There's nothing they can do. The standing army of the Chinese is larger than the U.S. population, so they're going to use the army to eliminate excess people, chattel they call them, which is personal property, but it's chattel, CHATTEL, sounds like cattle, and really that's how they think of us. We're cattle. We're just, they feel the same way I do, which is that they don't have regard for human life. They're just thinking for themselves. I'm not thinking for myself. I'm thinking for the world. If this woman died from complications of COVID, pneumonia or something like that, because COVID doesn't kill very many 29-year-olds, if any at all, but I think it weakens the immune system to the point where if she got pneumonia, she would die from pneumonia, where normally a 29-year-old would survive a pneumonia. So if she were to die, I mean, it doesn't really affect me other than the whole world lockdown, right? Like, I want the world opened up for everybody, not just for me. I'm not being selfish saying my life would be better without lockdown. It would be, but that's not why I want her to die. I want her to die because she infected almost 400 people and possibly ruined 400 lives. So that's why she needs to die. But you look on the global scale, the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergers, Trilateral Commission, research it. Don't take my word for anything, ever. Nobody's word. Research it yourself, but look up Trilateral Commission, Bilderberger Group, Rothschilds. It started in the friggin' 1800s, something like that. Central bankers. And, their thought is there's just far too many people in the world population, and it's impossible to control that many people, except with the pandemic, which they're doing now. Brilliant. Good move on your guys' part. You're fucking us up. Understand that the rich are still rich. It's the middle class and the poor that are hurt by the pandemic. When you start to wrap your head around that, you start to get the big picture. And then, after the pandemic runs its course and people just, won't put up with the bullshit anymore, which is pretty much true with the Thais. Which is very interesting. This story's in the Bangkok Post today, because it's to the point where the Thais are walking around. When we went to that market, maybe 20% of the people had masks on, right? And you're like, oh, how irresponsible. No, they're free. The Thai people are free people. They fear the government. They listen to the government. It's a military dictatorship. But it's been a year, and we had 58 cases. And I can't tell you, 58 deaths, I'm sorry. And, 26,000 die of motorcycle accidents every year. 26,000. And we had 58 deaths in the country of 70 million people. So it's bullshit. The Thai people are very smart. They're simple people, but they're very smart, and they figured it out. So they stopped wearing masks by and large, even though it's a government mandate to wear them, and it's a $500 baht fine. $15, but 500 baht is a lot to Thai people. That's what ensured compliance. They hit them in the wallet early on. But even with that fine still out there, I haven't heard it being rescinded. Thai people are like, screw you, the mask doesn't do anything, and there is no COVID, and nobody's dying. You can't fool us. So that might be what this was all about. The article in the paper might be to get people scared again, get them complying again, because that's the key, compliance. Power and compliance are what's behind this entire thing. And soon enough, all the people who are complying, will be disposed of, because we're taking up valuable resources, water, air, we're polluting. It's true. We're dirtying the water. True. You used to be able to drink out of a garden hose or out of your tap, and now you got to drink bottled water. Why is that? People. I'm not saying they don't have a point. I don't think 7 billion people should be killed. That's just me. Maybe I'm a big softy. So that's it, guys. That's what we have to look forward to the future. Power, control, draconian rules, infringing on your rights, and then eventually death. Yay! It's a positive mental action. So I saw all that going down in America. America's the prize. It's the cherry. George Soros, if you don't know him, look him up. He's an interesting piece of shit. He's an 80-year-old piece of shit, not a 29-year-old piece of shit. And his goal, his dream, was to get America under his thumb. And it was so big he could never, buy it outright. He bought politicians, he bought judges, he's got governors, in his family tree now. So he's been planning it for a long time. But research it, watch video of him saying, I want America, I want to run America. He doesn't want to be president, he wants to own the president. And maybe he succeeded with Biden. I don't know. Some say yes, some say no, but it sure looks like a win. He wasn't happy with Trump, we know that. And once again, watch the video. Soros is saying, first of all, this is very interesting with all the election fraud charges. Soros is on video saying Trump is a danger to the world and he won't be president like one way or another. Basically, he was saying if he wins the election, he'll off him. And Soros is saying this. Well, look it up. Chai, come here. Come here. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
Nice butt. Oh, you did it.
Wait.
You de-mic'd me.
Add not.
We're having one sex.
No. There was a
Chai, take my
video.
Ow, she just pinched my nipple. That didn't feel very good. Ow, my poor nipple. All right, it's 24 minutes. This is ridiculous. No more of this good stuff. But yeah, look all that shit up, dudes. I know, I'm crazy. I'm a right-wing, racist, fascist, conspiracy theory, Nazi. Sure. Whatever you got to tell yourself to sleep at night. But meanwhile, you can research all that shit I just said. It's out there. 500 million people is the goal. So, hey, maybe you'll win the lottery and you'll be one of the 500 million. Sweet. Great White Buddha, over and out. Have a good one.